All right, today we're going to go over how to edit with Elementor. It's actually pretty simple. So once you're in the back end of your website, come over here to Pages, go to All Pages. If you go to All Pages, you will simply select the page that you want to change. So in this case, we're going to look at the About Us section, and we're going to click on Edit with Elementor. Now, once you click Edit with Elementor, it's going to bring you into the page where you can modify the content. Give it 1 second to populate. Here it goes. So let's say we wanted to change this header. The basic concept of Elementor is, I'm going to drop down so you can see this a little better, is this would be a section. So this big blue box here with the tab is a section, and everything in here can be modified in some way by this section. More specifically, we can get into a column. A column is within the section, and in order to modify it, you would click on the black tab, and then here is an element, which is this blue edit tab. Here would be the menu for you to drag elements into the column, which is inside the section. If I wanted to edit, let's say the words here in mission, I would click on the element, and then I would come over here to the left, and I would change it, and you will see it change immediately on the page. Okay. Anytime I make changes, I will always want to update here so that they are saved. If you are not looking to publish the changes at the time, you would want to click Save Update. And if I hadn't pressed Update, then this would be white, or I could press Save Update instead. Save Draft instead. So what we can do, I'm going to go back out and I'm going to do a new page. So maybe we can actually drag some things over for you. Okay. Add a page. If you say a demo page, then you can either press Save Draft or just simply click Edit with Elementor, and it should save the name of the page. As you see the slug that was there. Right. So this would be an example of a blank page. It will have a header and it will have a footer because those are going to be consistent across the website. So every page will have that unless we want to change that, and we can change that by going to settings. Instead of default, you want to click Canvas. Canvas is going to remove the header and the footer, and you can, in essence, create a whole new page from scratch. Now, let's say we wanted to bring in a heading. We could click on this heading, drag it over, and it will be here. If we drug the element over on a blank page, it automatically created a column for it as well as a section. We can do this in the reverse. We can add a section. We can decide how we want it laid out, how many columns we want, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And then which space, the kind of spacing, give preset options. In actuality, you can always change the spacing on the columns to fit. These just help you make the decision a little easier. So let's say we wanted 2 columns. You see here, we have a plus button with a column, and it's just saying you can add an element to this, and the same on this side. The section here, I can modify the background of this page by clicking on these 6 dots, coming over here to Style, Style will be how it appears, so the colors, the font sizes, types of font, um, things of that nature. Say I wanted to change the color, I would go to background type. This is classic, and it indicates color. I'm going to click on here. And then most of the time there's some preset colors that we have in here to make it a little easier. So let's say we wanted this to be, um, let's just go for black. So this is going to be black. This entire section, this blue box is now, the background is black. If I wanted a picture in the background, I would choose image and select the image, and the background would then change to that image that I've selected. I also can come here to the column, click on the column, style, and background, and change the background of the column to white. I can change this column as well. I can change its background to a completely different color if I wanted to, and let's just say red. I can do that. Right? This is how you control the background of your site. The reason that this section is so small is because it does not have an element in it. Elements are what give you a function. So if I wanted to put in a header now, as we talked about before, this is going to allow me to type a header and give me the functionality of what a header would be. This is your new. And if you want to see what it really would look like, you just kind of space it out. Obviously, this does not look pretty here. Let's add a little bit of spacing so you can see what that looks like. That looks like that, and I can add space. Yeah. So the other thing that you do have with your site, which is really great, that wasn't a very aesthetically pleasing example, but let's see here. We can start with a template. We can go with pages. We can go with blocks, things to start with. And we can scroll down to something that we like. It's four pages. Let's say we wanted to start here. We click on this template. This is the section we want to do. We think we can modify this to something we like. We click insert. It's going to ask you if you want to import settings. Oh, and it did not ask because there's nothing on the page. If there was something else on the page, it would ask if you wanted to keep the settings on the page or if you wanted to add the new ones. So we know that we can change this background, right? Come here, style, background type, click here, and we're going to do green. So we can do green if we wanted to. All right. This here is a picture. As you hover over it, it highlights the element in the column. So we're going to edit the element, which is where the picture is. And we're going to choose an image from our media library. So there's already pictures here that have been used on your site, as well as you could upload pictures by selecting clicking here, and it's just like going through your folders as you normally would when you're looking for things. So for this, we're going to go back to media, scroll down, and let's put up, what do we want to put up? Let's go here. So I'm going to put this in and see it. This is based on, it's loosely based on two things: the element in general, and then the formatting of your picture. You see, this picture is in landscape mode, and it's going to come out in landscape mode. You can try to do things to make it fit into either a portrait or, let's say, a square, but it may not come out perfectly unless it's created like that before you upload it. All right. You can come here and change the image sizes. Sometimes this does change the picture, sometimes it does not. Here, I can't tell if that changed anything. But see, that makes it small, the thumbnail. It's medium, but overall it kind of um, some of them look similar, so it's not a lot you can do with that. And say I want to make it when I click on this, I want it to go somewhere. So you see, anytime you see link, you can change the link. So I custom URL, I can make this go to another website, to another page on my website, or even down on the same page to another section on the same page. So there, and you would just put in the link that you want to do it to. Okay. I'm not going to do a link here. Let's see what else we want to do. So let's say we like that there's a header here, but we do not like the font. We can go to Style, Typography, click Edit, and let's do. We can edit the size. Right now it's at 65. We can make this get big. We can make this get extremely small. Just depends on what you want. You can also put a number, like a number there. For bold, it's also called weight, and 600 is where it is now. I like 300 or 400. 300 is a little bit on the thinner side, and then 400 would be, to me, sometimes just right. It's a little bit in the middle. All right. That's pretty much the overall concept. So, and just to do an overview, in case I missed something, if you want to do something, you would click on this grid here, scroll down to some other things. Say you have, this is Pro. So anytime we do a site, it's on Elementor Pro, so it gives you a little more some professional elements. So, and these are all the things that you can add in anytime you're doing something specific to your site that maybe there's not a pre-defined styling for. Um, you can do some coding. You also can use HTML block here to help with integrations, as well as short codes. If you have other plugins, this would be the short code. You would just put it in and then copy and paste the short code here. And if you right click on these elements, it does pull up a menu and you can delete it. Okay. Let's say we want to make a button under here. I can do this button. Then come here, center it. I can put button. That. I'm also put a link to the website. This button doesn't look too great, but I can style it. I can change that. I can change the text color to, let's say, I actually like the white color, so we're going to go white. And then change the background to, let's say, red. Change the background to red. And I do like that it's rectangle, but this showed how to make it more of a oval shape. You just come here, wherever it is, and you're just gonna make it oval. And that's how we do that. Of course, there is a link you can put in. Go to content, and excuse me. Oh, I already put the link in. Forgot about that. All right, there's the link, and then you can click on it whenever it's set for save, and it'll go to wherever the link is pointing to. For extra styling, something I like to do sometimes, we'll just click on the shadow, and then let's say we change this color to white. And it makes it look a little illuminated, as you see there. And then if you wanted to make a change when you hover over it, you go to hover, and say, let's just go ahead completely flip it, right? So let's do the text will be red, and the button would be white. Button would be white, and make sure we do the shadow. And we're going to do this red, since kind of match what we're doing there. All right, there you go. So let's hover over it and it changes. All right. But the overall concept is I go somewhere I want to change, I click on it, it pulls up the menu on the left side. I use these tabs to modify what I'm seeing on this side. Do remember to scroll down. There are other boxes. So if we go to style, see this one, this element comes with an icon as well as the content in the icon. Okay. If you go to advanced, this comes with other features. So this is how you would, let's say we want this button here to move when someone hovers over it. Let's go to motion effects. We'll go to scrolling effects. So whenever you're scrolling, let's see. Let's see, the button moves up and down. And you can modify this here. Another thing you can do with, that's how you can put it back to default. Let's look at rotate. Look at that. See that? All right. And then, of course, you can always change the background and other. So this is how you change for mobile. You can hide things. So if I did not want this button to show up on mobile because for some reason I didn't think it was going to look that great, I would click here, hide on mobile, hide on tablet. And if you know it's going to look great, is you would come here to responsive mode, and then up here, and click on the mobile, and you know exactly how it looks on mobile. And you notice this is blurred out because I said I did not want it to show on mobile. If I highlight it, there it comes up. Okay. All right. And I think that would be all for now. If you have any other questions, just let us know. Thank you for tuning in.